Now let's talk about that fight with Merab versus Petr Yan. What did you think about Petr Yan's performance overall?
It could possibly be the greatest performance of all time, considering the number one criteria is damage, right? Round 3 and 5, not arguing. Judges gave it to me. I thought I won round 1, 3, and 5, but it says it about me. It's Petr and Merab.
How'd you feel about our good friend Triple C retiring? I hate to see Henry get beat up like that.
If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I loved seeing him get inside tripped. Blast doubled onto his head.
Speaking of the White House, you see what they said? There's going to be 8 and 9 title fights at the White House. Do you believe that?
I think Ilya could come back on that card. If I go out there beat Song, me and Petr make sense because
you beat him before.
Wing C could come back. A lot of opportunities.
Oh, it's 15 time world champion Demetrius Johnson. You're listening to the MightyCast.
What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports game we play directly from your phone. It's very simple. All you gotta do is get on your phone, go to the App Store, download PrizePicks, use my promo code MightyCast. Cool promotion going on right now. You play $5, you get $50 in your lineup. And when it comes to PrizePicks, they have everything under the sun. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? PrizePicks is available in Washington State. Let's go. Now, simple. It's either more or less. If you think this athlete or quarterback is going to throw for this many yards, you're going to go with more. If you don't think he's going to make that mark, go with less. Just get your picks in at the right place, which is PrizePicks. Now, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring this episode of the MightyCast. Hope you guys enjoyed this chat as we catch up with our good friend, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Enjoy. Bless you, Sean. Bless you. You okay? Bless you again, my sir.
Can you? That means you can hear me. I'm assuming, unless you just guessed I sneezed.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the MightyCast, and we are joined by a good friend of the show and in real life, believe it or not, Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's got a big fight coming up with Yadong. How you doing, brother?
Oh, doing pretty good. Can't complain. I really can't think of anything to complain about, or else I probably would. I like to complain about stuff, but nothing I can think of.
Well, let's talk about training camp. How's that going? I know you got a big fight with Yadong. A big fight just happened with Merab and Petr Yan. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but how's the camp going? You know, I know when I look at Yadong, when they made this matchup, I was like, okay, well, you know, Sugar's got the hand. He's got the distance. He controls the void. When I look at Yadong, you know, I talked to the Mighty team, you know, Michael and Nick. We sit here, we start, you know, looking at what are some of the things that Yadong could do to you? And it's obviously so secret. It's going to be probably trying to get his hands on you, grapple you, you know, use some of that judo he's been working on. How's camp going?
It's going good. You know, it's going good. Yeah, he's definitely going to try to, you know, toss me on my head. I'm going to try to avoid that, put my hands on his lips. You know, we've been fighting kind of like these styles for so long, these orthodox boxers that, you know, they got good hands. They're going to try to grapple. He's just a very elevated, high level at what he does. So camp's going good. You still got, 6 weeks or so. So, you know, we're going to ramp everything, keep ramping each week. And, you know, it's a lot different than a 5-round fight camp. It's been nice.
Oh, shit, that's right. The last fight was 5-round. Your last 2 fights were 5 rounds. You fought Merab back-to-back, correct?
My last 4 fights have been 5 rounds.
Damn. So how does it feel to do just 3 rounds now? Like, did you cater to the 3-round fight? Because I remember when I lost the belt and I had to go back to fighting 3 rounds and I was getting paid more money when I went to 3 rounds. How are you feeling about just training for 3 rounds now?
I wish I was getting paid more money going to 3 rounds. Making a significant amount less fighting 3 rounds than for the title, which is, you know, that's understandable. You know, I'm not main event. I'm not title fight. So making a little bit less, but 3 rounds, it's worth it. At the end, I mean, it's like 3-round pace is going to be higher. Like it's 10 minutes less, but it's still it'll be a higher pace than a 5-round fight. But yeah, we'll see. We will see.
Yeah. Well, you talked about, I saw one of your clips. You said you fell off. Like you're not on the co-main. You're not the main event. You're like what? You're not the opener, but you're the second fight of that card, and it's on Paramount. right? So
Yeah.
I know we talked about it on your on the show before, where you said like when you were the champion, you're getting pay-per-view points. But now with the structure of the Paramount, there is no more pay-per-view, right? So has your contract been adjusted to, you know, modify if you were to become champion again to compensate for the pay-per-view points, or is it, or you haven't got to that far yet?
I haven't got to that part yet. You know, I think this is the fifth fight on my contract, so it's just kind of, you know, I'm sure I go out there, do what I have to do against Song Yadong, and you know, we'll see. It's so funny how you know, people want me to give Peter the rematch, and then Peter wins, and then it's like, who do you guys want to see Peter fight next? And it's like, no one wants to see me fight Peter all of a sudden. They want to see Umar or Merab fight. But it's just funny how the MMA fans work. It's like they always, I don't know. MMA fans are silly. But yeah, we'll see. I go out there and finish Song and put on a nice performance. I'm pretty optimistic that could be the next fight. But I'm also, you know, it's like I'm not looking past Song by any means. He's very, very dangerous.
Yeah. I agree with you. Now let's talk about that fight with Merab versus Petr Yan. I'm not going to lie. I thought Merab was going to win that fight. But holy shit, I felt like Petr Yan took that fight to Merab, right? Like I think I saw the other, today actually, that the Petr Yan's coach had an iPad and they basically had a strategic game plan. Like, okay, if he does this, we're going to do this. We do this, we do this. Do that. If he does this, we do this. And I felt like he executed it like with precision. Each time he got taken down, he just got back up. Didn't play any grappling, didn't do any jiu-jitsu. He did do a Granby roll, but I was super impressed how Petr Yan was able to hurt Merab just like you were able to hurt him at the first time you guys spot with the push kick. What did you think about Petr Yan's performance overall?
Probably the sweetest performance I've ever seen. I know there's times where you think it back, like Max versus Dustin, Max versus Gaethje, Ilya versus Char. Like it's recency bias, but it's also it could possibly be the greatest performance of all time considering what Merab has done this year. What Merab's done he's on a 14 fight win streak. It was inspiring. I loved watching it. It was beautiful. It was to shut down Merab at what he does. It was a beautiful fight to watch.
Well, what did you think were the things that he did so well? Like, what are the things that you felt that like you could take away from that? Right, like when I saw how Petr Yan was able to, you know, beat the hands up and hand fight each time and use the cage to get back up. Right? Like those are the things that the holy shit. And then each time they would exchange, it would always be, I had the high guard, he would throw some combinations and then whap up a body kick, or it would be, you know, him throwing combinations. And when they separate, he always throws that body kick that would hurt Merab in multiple rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I said it when Merab walked out, took his shirt off. I'm like, he's not as shredded as he usually is. And I don't know if that's, you know, not taken away from Peter's performance at all. I think, you know, the best Peter fought that night, and I think the best Peter beats the best Merab. I think that's what we saw. I just think 4 weight cuts, especially the way he cuts weight. He's not like taking a nutritionist. Like I have Dan Garner, and like people outsource that. Like we're master fighters. We're not expert nutritionists. Like so for him to do this all on his own is impressive, but probably not the smartest. You know, cutting weight. He fought in October, and then he's cutting weight in December. It's like that's brutal. It's especially when you're not doing it scientifically. It's not good for you to do it scientifically either, but it's better than doing it, you know, by guessing and doing that. So I think Merab that probably caught up to him a little bit, even if it didn't. I think, you know, that Petr Yan beats Merab. That was just very, very. It was I don't know. I'm excited. I rewatched a lot of fights randomly, just like I'll be running on the treadmill, watch a fight, but I'm genuinely excited to go back and watch that fight. It was, you know, Merab was the machine. He was unstoppable. No one really know how do you beat Merab. You got to outpace him. It's impossible to outpace him. Peter did. Peter broke him. I don't necessarily broke him. Merab was still there. Merab was still coming forward. I think he knew he was down, even though John Wood told him he was up 3 rounds, which was that blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. But it's you're watching the fight cage side. It's different than watching a live camera from different angles, and like obviously thought he's up 3 rounds, or else he would have said it. But I was like, I thought Peter was up 3-0 going into the fourth, and yeah, Peter fucking looked good.
Yeah, it's always weird because you never know what the judges are looking at, right? Like when I was watching that fight, I think it was like 2 for 22. Peter defended 22 takedowns, and he only got taken down twice. Even their takedowns are kind of like, oh, his knees touches a takedown. And I was sitting there, I was like, man, they got to start, giving some type of points for defending a takedown, right? It's like,
I agree.
Like 22 defended takedowns, and the Petr Yan, I think he landed 5 out of 7. I'm not too sure, but the biggest one was like the 2 out of 22. And that's where I feel like maybe, when you watch the fight with Merab versus Jose Aldo, Merab didn't take Jose Aldo down, but he also didn't get hit as much, but they gave the fight to Merab. So I think maybe John Wilmer was like, hey, we've been pushing the fight. You've been trying to get those takedowns. You haven't been able to secure them yet, but we never know what the judges are looking at. So that's probably why he was like, hey, I think you're up 3-0. Keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to get this W tonight.
I mean, the number one criteria is damage, right? That's why I go back. I get a lot of shit for saying the first fight with Merab, like, on the judges' scorecard, I won the 3rd round and the 5th round. In that first round, his nose was super red, and I landed a bunch of beautiful body shots. Judges don't like these right hands you land to the body. Those are damaging shots. To where the first round, Merab took me down a couple times, but didn't really do any damage. So I still, to this day, for round 3 and 5, not arguing. Judges gave it to me. Round 1 was the one where I thought I won round 1, 3, and 5, but it says it about me. It's Peter and Merab. But no, yeah, the number one criteria is damage, and defending a take. That's what it goes off of, damage. And Peter, I thought, did more damage in all those rounds.
Yeah, well, it sets you up pretty nice. If you get past on Yadong when you guys fight, then I think it opens the gates open again because you have a fresh new contender. I don't want to say fresh new contender, but you have somebody. You do have history with them, but you also have Petr Yan versus Umar Nurmagomedov. But Umar Nurmagomedov has to fight Figgy, which I'm very shocked they made that matchup. It brings new eyeballs. So I was curious. I was like, man, what does Sean think about this? Because he has the opportunity now. Because if Merab would have won, it's like, okay, your chance to get back to the title shot, in my opinion, but my opinion never does fucking matter because UFC does what they want to do. You're further away from the title shot. But now that Peter won, you guys had the first one. You beat Peter. So it's almost like you guys are running back. So, but you gotta get past the dong first.
The dong. Yeah. I mean, if Merab would have won and I go out there and beat Song, it's like I'm not really looking to, get a title shot after that. I would probably need one more. But yeah, I mean, I'm 1-0 against Peter. I did take him down, by the way. They didn't count the takedown. It was a beautiful takedown. I landed at the end of the first round. No one wants to talk about it, but it was a beautiful takedown. Well, it makes sense. There's a lot of fun fights. Umar versus Petr Yan is, dude, if they make that fight, I'm not mad. That's a fucking sweet fight. I just think I go out there and finish Song. It's me and Peter at the White House. I don't understand what fight could be bigger. Umar and Peter, I think, is a big fight. I think it's a huge fight, but I don't think it's bigger than me versus Peter rematch for the belt at the White House. I don't think there's a bigger fight to make in the bantamweight division.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the White House, you see what they said? Donald Trump was on there. He was like, there's going to be 8 and 9 title fights at the White House. Do you believe that shit?
Absolutely not. But you could just call each fight some kind of title. The White House fucking, each fight could have its own title. Who knows?
That is true.
But yeah, it would be pretty insane if you held out on the champions. I mean, I think Ilya could come back on that card. He's dealing with the stuff he's dealing with, so give him 6-7 months. That would work out. I could see Peter defending. There's 2 right there. John Jones come back. There's 3 right there. Wing C could come back. There's just a lot of opportunities.
Fucking. Would you train Wing C? Would you let him come to the Red Hawk Academy, get some rounds in?
Dude, I love Winksy. I never met him, never talked. I did talk to him. I messaged him on Instagram, and he goes, I wish I had Instagram on my phone so I could show you what he said. But he went, ha, 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 ha. Another main character has slid into my DMs.
Another main character has made their way to my inbox. Nice to meet you. Sean O'Malley.
Oh God. I
love Winksy.
What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by Bear Mattress. Now, I've had my Bear mattress for about 6 to 7 months now. Let me tell you guys right now, I have the best sleep on my Bear mattress. I hate when I travel and I hate when I go to Vegas for my dad's house because I ain't got my Bear mattress. Now, you guys can upgrade your mattress as well by clicking the link in the description down below or scan the QR code. Now, the cool thing about Bear mattress is when you order your Bear mattress by using my promo code, you're gonna get 40% off of your mattress. Guys, it's an amazing saving, and it's a holiday season. You guys deserve to gift yourself a brand new mattress. Now, when you go to bearmattress.com, use my promo code MIGHTY, get 40% off, but they're gonna have you take a quiz. When you take this quiz, they're gonna ask you, are you a back? You sleep on your side? Are you a stomach sleeper? Myself, I am a back sleeper, and I like my mattress a little bit of firm. I like it to soak in my muscles, right? Because I'm a very dense guy. Once you order it, the Bear mattress is gonna ship their mattress to you, and when you get it, it's gonna come to your doorstep, very convenient. Pull that bad boy in. When you pull it in, do not open it up. Take it where you want that Bear mattress to lay. Once you get in the room, the desired room you want to have it, open it up, remove it from the plastic, and throw that bad boy on the frame. Once you get in your room, lay that bad boy out. It's going to inflate, and they're going to have the best night's sleep of your life. And if you guys believe me, Bear mattress has 120 days sleep. If you sleep on that mattress for 120 days and you don't like it, they will return it and get you a brand new one. Click the link in the description down below or scan the QR code to help you save 40% off on your Bear mattress when you use my promo code MIGHTY. Shout out to Bear Mattress for sponsoring this episode of the MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest. You still don't have Instagram on your phone. Is that? Because I remember like last time we talked, you don't do any social media, and then I remember after your fight, you kind of got back on it, and now that you're back in camp, you're off it.
Haven't been on social media this whole year. Not
really?
Once. No Instagram, no Snapchat, no Facebook. I don't get on it. I send whatever I need to post. I send to Garrett. He uploads. I'm off. I'm fully off, and it feels good.
I respect that. I got off Twitter. I just have somebody who works the Twitter to do posts and stuff. So when I have some things coming down the line, but as far as like jumping, I just don't like Twitter. Twitter's just a fucking crazy place. Instagram, I enjoy it because of pictures, but that's crazy that you're still off of social media. And I didn't even know you were off it. I thought you were still on it. Every once in a while I'll see something come from your channel, but other than that, I thought you were still on that motherfucker.
No, we're probably posting more now than I ever have. I just have someone, I hired someone full time. Garrett does a great job, and he runs all my socials, YouTube, everything that you see posted is from him. And I still have input in it, obviously. Like I still want to make sure what we're posting, it is me. I just don't want to have to be the one to get on it. Yep. Gives you that a little bit of anxiety that I don't need to deal with. And it's been almost a year. I got off social media like New Year's last year, or Christmas Eve last year. So it's almost been a full year of no social media.
Wow. Good for you. God bless you. I think there's a lot of people who envy you out there. I've been trying to tell Michael, get off fucking Twitter, man. Michael be sending me shit like, Michael, get off Twitter. Get off it.
He doesn't even, I don't even think he can hear you, but he do. You heard him?
That's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. He didn't even hear me. You work with Michael here and there, so it's. I tell him, I was like, dog, get off Twitter. You don't need to be on there, dog. Get off there. He goes, I need it. It's a drug. It's a drug.
It is a drug. Social media is 100% a very powerful drug. I mean, it's a dopamine hit every time you get on it, and it's 100% a drug.
Here's a question I wanted to ask you. What keeps you busy? Like, how's the wife? How's the kids?
Kids are great. Wife's great. We're building a beautiful house right now. Should be moving in a couple weeks. Nice 8,000 square foot, beautiful modern house, and I'm very excited about that.
Damn. Is it a Rambler?
A Rambler.
Yeah. Is it a Rambler?
Barndo. What's a Rambler? Is that
a Rambler is basically there's no upper floor, so it's all one level.
It's two-story. It's two-story.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when you get my age, Sean, you start thinking about your knees, your hips. You don't want to be climbing 2 flights of stairs, So like the next house I build, I want a fucking Rambler where it's like I ain't got to go up those stairs or downstairs.
Or one of those escalator things.
Yeah, but that motherfucker goes out. Then how you gonna fix it?
Yeah, I can't. I'm very unhandy, incapable of many of those skills. So yeah, that is true. But yeah, I think I'll limit my access up the stairs. Mostly, it was just like the height of the house was so big, it was gonna be one story, but I wanted like 28 fucking foot ceilings. So we had all this extra space to where like the architect's like, dude, we could just build stairs, make an upstairs. So the kitchen and the living room are very open, and then there's like a second floor above the master bedroom and the kids' bedroom and the garage. So it's basically a one story, but it has a whole upstairs that's just empty. There's no rooms. There's a bathroom, but no like actual rooms.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. That way you can, when the kids get older, like go upstairs, go to the man cave, go to the kids' cave.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's perfect because you be 85 years old and fucking die there, and nobody has to go upstairs and drag your body downstairs. That's what I mean.
I don't know if it's a forever home. It's definitely going to be the next 10 years or so home. But, when I'm older, I feel like I wouldn't mind traveling around the world and just, who knows? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't even fucking know what I'm going to do next year, let alone when I'm 60, but we'll see.
Do you think you'll stay in Arizona, or would you ever move out of Arizona?
Part of me wants to live in Mexico just because, I don't know. It's like there's something that, maybe not live there, but I would love to, travel around and be part-time in Mexico, and never even really been there, so I don't know where that comes from other than like the language and the culture, and my wife's from Mexico, and so I'd like to be there at least part-time at some point.
Okay. Well, I was just curious because you said that I would want to travel later in life and move somewhere else. I was like, where else would you like to live? But I feel like you've been around the world. You fought in Dubai, right? You fought in Abu Dhabi or Dubai?
Yeah. Abu Dhabi.
You fought in Abu Dhabi. You fought all other places. If you could choose one of the places you fought, where would you want to live?
Places I fought, where would I want to live? I don't think, I fought in Miami. I'm not allowed to go there. Personal reasons.
Why can't you go to Miami?
The women. I get distracted. I'd get distracted. Boston was really cool. But a little bit too cold for me. I really do like Arizona. I really love Arizona, and to be honest, it's kind of like I'll probably wherever Tim and Mariah and we're family, so I would never really move anywhere unless the whole gang was on board. So maybe Arizona might be kind of the home, but travel around later on in life. But I also, I don't know. I go through phases where I'm like, I might not want to travel. Right now, I don't necessarily enjoy traveling as much. It really fucks up the routines, and I like my routine right now.
Well, that's because you're in training camp. How'd you feel about our good friend Triple C retiring? That last fight between him and Peyton was it was a great fight. But I when I was watching, I was like, damn, man, I hate to see Henry get beat up like that. You might feel different, but I just... with somebody who's been a legend of the sport, double champion, defended both belts, where a lot of people, people become double champs, but nobody becomes a double champ and defends both belts, right? Like, Ilya Poirier, did he defend that? I don't think he defended the featherweight belt. He won it.
No, Henry. Did he defend both?
He defended. He beat me. He defended it against TJ. Then he beat Marlon Moraes, and then he defended it against Dominic Cruz. Right, like DC, he won it. I think he defended the light. I don't know if he defended light heavyweight, but they won the heavyweight. I don't know if he defended that. So, or maybe he did. I'm not sure. I have to go back and do my research. But I know Henry has double champ, defended both. Connor, he did defend none of them motherfuckers. He won both and got the fuck out of there. So, What was your thoughts on Henry's retirement in that fight between him and Peyton?
I loved seeing him get inside tripped, blast doubled onto his head. Loved that. As much as I hate Henry, he showed his heart. He went out like a warrior. He didn't give up. There was opportunities for him to kind of break there, and he didn't. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. My great grandma told me that once, so I'll end it on that.
Now, when you see somebody go through that much in their career, would you have never did that last fight, or would you be like, hey, I got enough money? Why? Here's the question: why do you still fight? Right? Because you got enough money, I'm assuming, right? So is it the thing that drives you, or do you think there's something else that can't drive you nut that replace that fight? Like for me, I don't care. I mean, somebody was talking to me the other day and they're like, dude, why don't you fight? And I was like, I don't care to. I found jiu-jitsu, but now with jiu-jitsu, I have other things going on in my life that's feeding that itch of competitiveness for jiu-jitsu, right? And so for me, obviously you're young, you're successful, you're 32, 33?
31.
Oh shit, you're fucking 31. You're fucking too young to retire. Never mind, this doesn't apply to you. But do you think you'll get to a point in your career when you're 33 or 34 where you're like, I have the Pickleball, I have the Red Hawk Academy, I have the Lambo business, all these other businesses. Do you think you'll be like, I don't need to fight anymore? Like I'm satisfied with all the other shit that I have going on?
I don't know. The little bit older I get, the more I think about it, but I still don't really have an answer for it. I don't know what, I want to fight until my body just kind of, it doesn't let me anymore. But dude, I could fight one more time. I could fight 10 more times, anywhere in between. Right now, it's literally just taking it one fight at a time and see where it takes us. I don't really have in a perfect ideal world, I fight. I could fight until 37, 38. Like if I'm still healthy, I'm still, fast, I still got it. I would love to continue to fight. You go out there, lose 2, 3, 4 in a row. Not 2. I've already lost 2 in a row, supposedly. But yeah, it depends. Just kind of one fight at a time. One fight at a time. My last 4 fights, I fought Peter, Aljo, Merab, Cheeto. The last 3 out of the 4 have been, former world champions. So I still feel like we're on a good roll here. I go out there, do what I know I'm capable of doing against Song, and put on a beautiful performance. It's like, we'll see where it takes us.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MightyCast. And I'm super pumped to go to some live events. I'm trying to go see Dave Chappelle, and that is why this episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by SeatGeek. Now, SeatGeek is an amazing app that you can use. They have over 70,000 live events that you guys can get an amazing deal on. Now, when you use my promo code MIGHTY, you're gonna save 10% on that purchase. With over 35 million downloads from the App Store, SeatGeek is a #1 rated ticketing app that you get on your phone. The NFL and college football is in full swing, and the NBA is back, and you guys can get World Cup tickets now on SeatGeek. When you guys are looking for your next live event, make sure you guys go to SeatGeek.com, use my promo code MIGHTY, or download the app SeatGeek, and when you go to your checkout, use my code MIGHTY. That's going to save 10% on your purchase. Now, shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode of the MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest. How was your trip to Puerto Rico with Jake Paul? How was that? So you got fat for a little bit.
Yeah, those fat suits, that was crazy. It took like 2 hours to put on, and it was interesting, but it was cool. Puerto Rico, what they got going on out there. Logan and Jake live, very close to each other in a beautiful part of Puerto Rico, and it was interesting. It was really cool to see the way, his camp's structured, and he's got his coaches, a massage therapist, and his chef, and his boys around him, and it was really cool. It's a cool fight atmosphere. He doesn't have kids. I think I don't know if he's married, got his girlfriend, but she wasn't there. She's, very busy doing what she does. So it was very alpha, not a lot of women around. Just got the guys in training camp, and he takes this shit really serious, and it's. It was really cool to see firsthand.
Were you able to get any rounds with him? You're like, let me get in there real quick, show what a world champion MMA looks like, and let me like, I feel. Would you ever like, okay, let me get in there, box it, pop, no, come on now, pop, like, come on, like this, like, do you ever get that itch just to, not that you're trying to, it's almost like when you train, right? Like when we train, we weren't trying to hurt each other. We're just vibing out. Like you submitted me. I was like, good job. Let's go again. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like just to vibe out train. Did you ever get the opportunity to do that? Or do you think that he wouldn't allow you to do that?
I remember thinking like when Jake was like, this was probably a couple years ago. I was like, man, that'd be fun to go in there and box with him. Cause I feel like I could have, I could have outboxed him a couple years ago, but now I'm like, he's a full on professional I don't know if you'd call him a heavyweight. I think this obviously next fight's heavyweight. Like, he's a big guy. He's 220. Like, he's a, big guy. So for me, at this point, it's like I wouldn't even want to risk taking a right hand. Like, if we're gonna go in there and box, even if it's one round, it's like there's a chance I get hit, and I'm not trying to get hit by a 200-pound guy that's been boxing professionally the last few years. So the answer is no. I've never got in there with them at all. But there's a part of me. It's like, oh, it'd be fun to go out there and spar, like, and move around. But no, we've never done that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't expect you guys to go fucking 100%, but almost like if you're like, I almost feel like if Anthony Joshua, if you're in a room, it's like, hey, let me get a couple rounds with you. He will be able to go and like, okay, boom, okay, you're moving there. Oh, that looks good, to get that kind of vibe. Like, hey, I just want to see, let me move with you. I want to see what you can do. I don't want you to fucking hit me 110% because if it's going to be that row, if it's going to be that way, then I'm going to fucking start grappling and start throwing kicks and shit. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I totally get that. I think it's hard when you like a big guy goes with a little fast guy, because for us, like, speed, boom, boom, and then it's like for the big guy, it's like, fuck, I'm gonna crack you once just to slow you down a little bit. But it's tricky. I even like avoid grappling with big guys. Try to minimize risk at all costs. Like, I wanna, I don't want to risk any kind of injury doing stuff, anything too silly. So. But yeah, there's definitely a part of me that would love to kind of go in there, play around and kind of like point spar a little bit. But you never know. You never know what, oops, I accidentally cracked you with a big right hand or. Then
you just throw a fucking high kick and you start grappling. Yeah. You fucking go at it, man.
Yeah, no, I have very good control, I'd say. I've been sparring, since I was 16 years old. Like, I've very, very controlled with my punches, and not that he's not, I just don't. If I've never sparred with somebody, it's like I don't really want to take the risk of, all right, let's see if you can, be controlled.
Yeah, I gotcha. I just figured, I don't know, maybe that's something you guys got into, or would you have that itch? I'm excited for his fight against Anthony Joshua, because when it was Gervonta Davis, I was like, God damn, Gervonta's no bigger than probably me and you. Right?
Yeah.
And then, Jake, if he's 200 pounds, it didn't make sense. But now that he's fighting Anthony Joshua, that's actually a pretty dope fight. I saw something today. I hate the fucking internet sometimes. There was a clause. Somebody said there's a clause that don't go hard on me. And I'm like, come on, guys. I think Jake's taking it serious. I think Jake can knock him out. Okay, I'm going to go on record right now. Okay?
Wow.
I think Anthony Joshua has been knocked out by some weird-ass shots before. Andy Ruiz, Dubois knocked him out with a short overhand right? Yeah. Jake Paul can land one of those shots.
Absolutely.
He can, right? Boxing is, a sport where everybody's got a puncher's chance. That's why we're all watching, right? But if Anthony Joshua doesn't get on his foot, if Anthony Joshua doesn't get on his bicycle, start moving around and fight Jake Paul like pop, oh, you missed. Pop, use that range. Start hitting the body. Make Jake Paul work. Make him miss.
Yeah.
He can destroy Jake Paul, but I don't see that happen. I think he's going to try to prove a point. And you know what? Maybe my black ass don't know nothing. I don't know shit about boxing, right? But I feel that Jake Paul could potentially knock out Anthony Joshua. I'm just saying it.
Dude, I 100% agree with you. If Anthony Joshua and Jake go stand in the middle and trade, like, Jake has serious power. He's proved that. He's knocked a lot of people out, not necessarily that big, but he's got power. Exactly like you said. If Anthony goes out there and tries to really box and show, he's got how many more years of experience? Like, experience is real. If he goes out there and uses that, and at the end of the day, in any fight, it's about who had a better camp, who's going to show up that night, and that's what it's gonna be like. But yeah, if Jake knocks out Anthony Joshua, it would be one of the most inspiring fights of all time. Like, to see Jake Paul knock out someone that caliber it would be insane. It would be fucking wild.
Like, I feel Jake Paul can win this fight more than he could against Gervonta Davis.
Interesting. Yeah, fuck. I was still super excited to watch Gervonta Jake. I was very excited. A lot less. I like Jake. I really like Jake. He's a good person, a good human.
Of course. We're talking this is sports right now. This is no favoritism. This is me taking I don't know Jake, right? People might think I have a vendetta against Jake because when I see the guys he picks and he choose, like in boxing, you get pick and choose who you want to fight. Where in mixed martial arts, you're fighting a tough motherfucker next. You ain't got no choice. You can say no. You say, no, I don't want none of that dong. I'm going to let dong do some more donga to somebody else. Okay, I don't want that dong, right? But at boxing, you can pick and choose who you want to fight. Where for me, I'm like, I want to see Jake Paul fight Darren Till. I want to see Jake Paul fight somebody who's his age, who's hungry, who's 18-2 or 16-2. That's what I want to see. That's the martial arts side of me, right? So when he decided to fight, when they get to pick and choose their fight, it kind of pulls that you're not fighting the best. You're not fighting the way up the ranks. So that's where I've always had the hardest time with Jake. But when he was about to fight Gervonta Davis, I feel like Gervonta Davis is a sniper. He's not a high volume guy. He's very good about eating punches and getting close to his opponent and just letting it go. And I was like, I think Gervonta Davis could potentially knock out, depending on, like you said, what Gervonta Davis is going to show up. Is he going to focus in the camp, or is he going to keep doing these stupid ass crimes, right? So, but when he's going to fight Anthony Joshua, I was like, oh, he can actually beat Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua has been knocked out from some stupid ass shit before.
I just don't want to see where I was getting with the Jake being my buddy and stuff. It's like I don't want to see a Francis Ngannou type knockout against Jake Paul. That's where I was going with that. I'm like, I as far as like the sport aspect of it, I want to see the fight. I just don't want anything bad to happen. You know what I mean? Like, and Anthony's bro. He's terrifying. He's absolutely terrifying. So very excited. Well, we're 10 days away from that fight. I think you guys will probably drop this closer to my fight, so this will probably all be over by now. But they're fighting in 10 days. Very excited about it.
We dropping this. We dropping this either Wednesday or Thursday. That's what we do because they want to talk about some current events, and that's something you just got done training with Jake, and I want to know how that was, and then we spin off to Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua on Netflix coming up soon. I think December 20th or 19th. So it should be a good fight.
What'd you think about old Pantoja,
dude? You know what? That
was sad. Very sad.
It's it's funny. Everybody was like, "Oh, it was his shoulder. It was his shoulder," and I was like, "Dude, that was his fucking elbow." Like,
I didn't see. I watched the fight live. I saw he got this kick caught, went to post. Didn't see anything happen, but then I saw him holding his arm and he was kind of telling the ref not to stop it, but kind of he didn't know what happened. Yeah. And then they replayed it, and I didn't watch it once. Refused to, screamed, went, didn't even want to hear nothing. I don't like seeing that shit, so I didn't even shoulder, elbow, I didn't see.
Yeah, dude, it was nasty, and I think that the first thing that came to my mind, and my wife was sitting there watching, she turned to me, she goes, I can't believe you used to fucking do this. Like, the more we watch brutal. And you get older, and I see you do different things in your entrepreneurship, I sit here and look at it and I'm like, I can't believe you used to fucking do this for a living and you made money doing it. But with Pantoja, I thought the beginning of the first round was good. I thought that was the smartest thing for Pantoja was to get on Joshua Van, because Van is kind of a slow starter. He gets close, pulls his shorts up, kind of like Dustin Poirier, starts to let his hands go. And then Pantoja throws a high kick. It lands, not like a boom, like a flush high kick, but it does land. Joshua Van's hands were down. Picks it up and throws Pantoja. Throws Pantoja on that one leg, and Pantoja posts. And we didn't get to see what could have been an epic fight, right? But I was. It
was starting to. It was gonna be. You could just tell the first. I don't know how it was at 2 minutes in the first round, or whatever. But they were throwing. I thought Pantoja will just he comes out and he'll blitz forward with his chin up. He still does this. He's fucking one of the best flyweights to ever done it. He's his 5th title defense, but he still just has that blitz forward chin up style, and it's worked for him. Yep. But Van was about to unload some combos. I could have seen. I could have seen Pantoja getting to him, taking him down, choking him. But I'm like, man, the way they were exchanging, Van had a chance there.
Yeah. And I think that, and I truly believe that he was the one to get close to breaking my 11 consecutive title defenses, because when you look at, I saw a stat today, like all the champions in the UFC, not one person has a title defense. Not one.
One current UFC champion?
All the current UFC champions, none of them have a title defense. Not even woman. None of them. Right? Where you look back in the early, you look at Joshua Van, no title defense. Petr Yan, no title defense. Who else?
Volk.
Granted, those guys just became the champion, right? So these fucking stats, like, oh, he's 5-5 in his last, or he's 3-4 in his last 8, or whatever the fucking math is. It's like, guys, I'm 14-6. Okay, come on, give me some break. You look at all the athletes, the champions, none of them have a title defense. Where you go back in time, GSP had, at 1.4, Matt Hughes had a shitload. I had a shitload. Dominic Cruz, well, I think it was TJ or Cody. He had some. John Jones had some. Heavyweight had some.
I had one.
You had one.
Don't forget.
But that's also, those stats are fucking stupid. But right now, there's no champion who has a title defense. Get back to my point. I felt Pantoja and Merab, but I really thought Pantoja was the one who was going to be close to breaking my consecutive title defense because I felt there was nobody else in the division, who could touch him, right? Like Muhammad Mokaev, he's not in the UFC. You also
what about the Japanese fella that just fought? Tatsuro Tara?
Yeah, Tatsuro Tara. Yeah,
that
he is
motherfucker's
fucking
no joke.
great.
Yeah.
I love his style because when he gets people down, he doesn't wait. He transitions to a position where he's dominant and he just fucking unloads.
Yeah.
It's almost like if Khamzat Chimaev can take a little bit of his like aggressiveness of how he hits people on the ground, like Khamzat would be, even Khamzat is a fucking dangerous dude already, but when he was able to lay on DDP and just do those punches, it was almost like not the same. But Tatsuro Tara, they might have him fight Joshua Van next, which I'm not opposed to that. I like that. I think Pantoja needs to make sure, your arm slips out. Everybody's like, oh, he's fine. He doesn't need surgery. Guys, the ligaments take time to heal, right?
Yeah.
He's got to go back to another training camp of 8 weeks, another weight cut. Through that training camp, he's got to make sure that shit does not slip out. If it does, it's going to happen again. It's almost like TJ Dillashaw. His shoulder kept on slipping out. Then he fought Aljamain Sterling. What happens? The shit slips out. He pops it back in. TJ, what a savage. Pops that bitch back in. But, he wasn't able to fight like he would be able to if he was 100% healthy. What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by True Classic. Now, if you guys watch the content, I'm always rocking a True Classic. Yes, I know it looks that damn good on me that you can't tell what I'm rocking because it's always classic. Now, you guys can get True Classic, not just the t-shirts, but you also get the pants, the socks, even the underwear. And they don't just have it for men anymore. They have it for women and a kids line. So you can shop True Classic for everyone. And you can also get True Classic on the website by going to trueclassic.com/mighty, or you can go to Amazon, Costco, Target, and Sam's Club's got them too. So guys, go in your wardrobe, throw all that stuff out, go to True Classic, get you guys some new classic t-shirts that fit buttery soft to the skin. They come fresh out the package, already come fitted to the neck, the biceps, and it has a nice airflow going on as well. So guys, go to trueclassic.com/mighty to get yourself some brand new t-shirts. Shout out to True Classic for sponsoring this episode of MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest.
Merab, if Merab would have beat Peter, it's like, who the fuck's next for Merab? There was really no one. There was no one like, oh, he's next. Like, Umar beat Mario. I thought Mario could have been next if he got that job done. If Marcus McGee would have beat Peter, like, then there's another guy. There's just really was nobody else for Merab, which is fucking crazy.
And Topuria won't fight Merab. Alexandre Topuria, Ilia Topuria's younger brother, because they're both from, they're not, I don't want to say they're cahoots, but they respect each other, which I love that. I love him in the bantamweight division too. He's a big body, moves like Ilia Topuria. I would love to see him get the opportunity to get, top 10, top 5, and see what he can do in that mix as well. But I think the Pantoja thing is unfortunate, and I can't wait to see how he comes back from this, right? Because I like Pantoja. He's a great champion. Very classy. And I want to make sure that he gets the opportunity to actually fight Joshua Van and not have a freak accident happen. But it's mixed martial art. It's part of the fucking game, right? Even when you fought and homeboy, you broke your foot and you're on one fucking foot and they could have stopped it. You could have like, I'm done. But that shit just happens in the fight game. I've broken my leg before. It's just part of the game.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see Joshua Van versus that Tatsura, because they both. I mean, Josh took no damage. Tyra took no damage, so it's like they'll probably make that fight sooner than when Pantoja's ready. But yeah, Pantoja obviously will get a fight the winner of that. I would presume.
I would hope, and I think too. I think it opens a door for Kyoji Horiguchi. I really don't like seeing teammates fight each other, right? I just feel there's no point to have Kyoji Horiguchi versus Alex Pantoja. They see that fucking fight all the time in a gym. You know what I mean? But maybe
they didn't know they were partners.
Yeah, so I feel American Top Team has the top flyweights in the world. They have Kyoji Horiguchi, Alex Pantoja, Adrian Moraes, and I'm sure they probably have a couple other more flyweights there. But those are Adrian knocked me out. So he's a top guy. You have Kyoji Horiguchi and Alex Pantoja. So those three guys, they train with each other all the time. And Kyoji Horiguchi, he's back in the UFC. Kyoji Horiguchi versus Joshua Van, that's a banger fucking fight. Like, I think, that I feel like right now the flyweight division it's probably one of its best points of like talent, right? You still have Manel Kape, you still have Brandon Royval. You still hopefully they get Muhammad Mokaev back. Joshua Van's there. It's a booming division right now.
Yeah, I don't the Mokaev. I remember that whole situation was weird. Is he still undefeated or he's
he was a beast. He's still undefeated. I think when they were over in the EAU, he met with Dana White and Hunter. And hopefully he gets the opportunity, man. Like why? Like There's people on the fucking roster who've done way more shit, right? It's like, we haven't dropped it yet, but we talked to Lerone Murphy on the MightyCast and just talking to him, it's like, dog, like, you're on a fucking 9-10 fight win streak and you still haven't got a title shot. It's like, people, I mean, and I was very vocal about this too. You didn't talk about it. It's like it's like Diego Lopes fighting, who's he fighting? Alex Volkanovski on a one time. It's like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when they gave it to you, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, I like Sean. Even Max. I was talking to Max's manager, and then after, I was like, I don't think Max should get a title shot. I was like, he's won one fucking fight. Like, there's people who won 4 or 5 fights. And then he goes, well, it's a business. I was like, yeah, I'm not part of that business. I want to see somebody who has a 10-fight win streak get the opportunity to actually fucking fight for a belt. When you hear shit like that, what goes through your mind, by the way? Because I'm sure when I say that about, other people, they're like, Demetrius Johnson, you pansy motherfucker.
I think it is a business at the end of the day. It's like if you're in the UFC and you work for the UFC, you don't talking bad about the UFC, talking shit about the UFC is never gonna benefit you. I mean, I think that's why Mokaev's not in the UFC right now. I mean, the best case thing to do for someone like Lerone Murphy is, say, okay, what's next? Who else do I gotta fight to get a title shot? It's like, not fine. I'm not gonna fight that. Fine, it's like UFC doesn't need any of us. They don't need any of us. Not one person, say Ilya, one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now, says, oh, I'm not doing, like, they don't need Ilya. They don't need me. They don't need Pajeda. They don't need anybody. So it's, being on their good sides is always like, obviously not in the UFC anymore. So you could have your opinions and be like, but it's like, yes, sir. What's next? When you're in it. So
I love that you said that because, Ariel Helwani, he covers the sport, but when he sits there and he did a hot take on Arman Sarukian and Dana White, and it's like, Dana White's like, before Arman Sarukian fought Dan Hooker, he goes, yeah, this is for the number, this is for the belt, right? Then after a couple, I think it was another fight that just happened, and he was like, Arman Sarukian's got to work his way back up. I don't give a shit what the numbers are. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Dan. It's like, it's just he gets to pick and choose what he wants instead of it like play out as a sport, right? And that's like one of like my goals. Like, you know, we had a good meeting with the MightyCast, you know, me, Nick, and Michael. We went over the numbers, and the numbers were extraordinary thanks to the viewers. But my goal for 2026 is be able to get like Sean or Mick Maynard on the MightyCast and just not ream them, just like make it make sense. Please tell me, like, if it's more of a business aspect of it, then that's 1000% fine. Just let us know that. But if it's a sport and there's, you know, it's almost like who's 2-7 in the fucking Super Bowl, right? Who's 2-7 in the NFL? Like Chicago Bears are doing pretty good actually. Who's 2-7? It's like the New York Jets.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's like the New York Jets. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're not in the hunt. They're not a wild card. They're the top of the division, and they're going to the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, with a 2-7 record. Make it make sense. That's how, like, sometimes when you follow this sport as a, could you say analyst, or I cover the sport now as a media, that's how I feel it is sometimes. But
So who do you think should be next for Petr Yan then?
Ooh, I think, I would like to see if Yadong beats you. I think he can get an opportunity. I like that matchup between you versus you versus Petr. If you get past Yadong,
but then I'd only be on a one fight. I'd be 1-2.
No, I know that.
2
I know that. I think
so. There's still fights that can make sense. Like I get your football analogy though. Like you're not 2-7. It's not gonna fucking be in the Super Bowl, but the fighting's just different. It's just such a different sport. It's hard to compare to any other sport in the world. Like there's fights like that just make sense that don't make sense. Like if I go out there beat Song, I'm 1-2 in my last 3. Me and Petr make sense because
you beat him before.
I think I'll be ranked. I beat Petr before. I'm ranked number 2. You know, there's Umar. If Umar beats Figgy, it's like Umar. But then Umar's only won in a couple fights. So it's hard. Fighting is just such a tricky sport. But Dana's a gangster. He is a rich guy that wants to see. He wants to see certain fights, and that's he built the UFC.
Yeah,
and he's in a position to be like, I want to see this guy fight this guy, not because he's on the biggest win streak, but because I, Dana White, own this business. I own these fighters, and I pick who fights who. He's a gangster. He just picks and chooses what he wants to watch. He doesn't care if you won your last 13 fights. If he just wants to see a certain fight, he gets to pick that. And I think that's pretty fucking gangster.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's gangster. That's where it just takes away the ability of it being a sport, how people view it as a sport, right? Like even
the only thing I can think of, I think the Lerone Murphy should be getting a title shot. I'd agree with that. I think Arman should be up there fighting, interim title like. Arman versus Paddy, I think could make sense considering win streaks and stuff. But I'm still super excited for Paddy versus Gaethje.
Oh,
I'm still like Diego versus Volk. I'm excited about too. I mean, Lerone Murphy's he's on an absolute streak right now. So I think he should definitely be up there fighting for title. But
yeah,
I'm not mad at these other fights.
Oh. Yeah, and I agree with you. And now, like when we decided to talk about it, I pulled up the bantamweight division. Merab just lost. Umar's got a fight booked. You got a fight booked. Corey Sandhagen just lost. Figgy, I feel like didn't he just fight? And I felt like he just lost too.
Yeah,
no, I know he's fighting Umar. Yeah, but I mean before that he
fought Corey.
He fought Corey. He lost that one, right? Though he just beat Jackson. Yeah, he's beat Jackson. So he's got one fight. So he's fighting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's fighting Umar. Then after that, you have Zahabi, Marlon Vera, Mario Batista. He just lost. So I can see what you mean. I feel like some division, it's almost kind of hard to everybody's so active. Nobody can get 2 to 3 or 4 fight win streak, if that makes sense, right? So I think
the division's so stacked. It's so hard to go on a streak. That's what makes Merab's wins impressive. Like Umar, me, Corey,
yep.
3 in a row like that was so fucking impressive. But it's hard to go on a streak, right? Like when you're fighting the top guys, like to win 2 in a row, 3 in a row, it's very difficult.
Yeah, and so that's why probably makes it a lot harder. That's why there's probably easier case for it's like, boom, You beat Son Yadong. All right, Sean's getting a title shot, right? And then when you look down the list, it's like, yeah, everybody's on one win streak. So this makes sense because Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley makes sense because Sean O'Malley's beat Petr Yan, right? That makes sense. But when you have some fucking bullshit where it's like a guy who's on a, Movsar or Lerone who's on a high win streak, and then it's like Diego Lopes is fighting Alex Volkanovski, that's where it's like, how does that make sense, right? So I think it's case by case, but when it's predicated on what Dana White wants to see, that's where I think people get a little perturbed. But you're still part of the business. You're in it, and it's just, as for me, or even Michael will be vocal about it. Nick, not so much. Where it's like, how the fuck does this even make sense?
What if Volk? Maybe this is his last fight. Maybe Volk's a legend. Maybe he's like, hey, I want Diego Lopes for my last fight, and maybe there's something there. Maybe UFC's being very generous in that way. Maybe they're like, hey, Volk's last fight, he's been a legend. He took a short notice on Islam. He's fought everybody. This is what he wants, and we're gonna let our champion pick. So there's that too.
Yeah, I mean that's as they would call that. He
said he wanted Movsar.
He said he wanted Movsar.
Unless he's lying.
Yeah, he said he wanted. He said that when what he said, he goes, I think there's other guys who deserve it more, like Movsar, Lerone Murphy. I believe,
interesting.
He said, I believe they deserve it more, but it's a business and they want Diego Lopes. So if it's going to be Diego Lopes, it's going to be Diego Lopes, right? It's
my idea.
But no, like I said, this is me coming from an unbiased standpoint where I want to be, like, one of the things that, like, when I was watching One Championship, there was a kickboxer named Hiro Akamoto. Phenomenal kickboxer. Throw combinations, upstairs, low kick, beautiful combinations. He fights a Muay Thai guy. This Muay Thai comes in and just absolutely fucking destroys him. Just like, it was a kickboxing fight, but he was good about when each time Hiro Akamoto would come in, he would throw the knee into the void and Hiro ran into it. He becomes the champion. The guy was on a massive win streak. He becomes a champion. Then all of a sudden, he just disappears. No word, no nothing. And I'm like, dude, I've invested my time to watch this athlete beat one of my favorite athletes, Hiro Akamoto. Then he just disappears. I feel disrespected. I'm pissed off as a consumer. It's like, that doesn't make sense to me. So when now that I'm in this position where I try to invest my time into hearing people's stories and telling people's stories and look at the division and look at, the landscape of it. And I'm sitting and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get behind this featherweight division. I'm watching this guy, Lerone Murphy. He's spinning back elbow. He's beating Aaron Pico. He's knocking people out. I'm like, all right, man, he's 9-fight win streak. Let's fucking go. Like, you built yourself at this point. Then it goes, bop, bop, bop. It's like, I feel disrespect. That's where that, not animosity, but that's where that passion comes out for me. Where it's like, Diego Lopes is amazing. He's great. John Silva, they're great. They're all fucking amazing. Nobody's bad in mixed martial arts. But I just want some clarity of why does that make sense when you have someone who's healthy enough who can take that fight against Alex Volkanovski. That's what I want. And that's to bring this all back together into full context. That's my goal for 2026. I want to have this exact same conversation with Sean Shelby, with Mick Maynard, with Dana White, where it's like, I just want to have some questions answered, and maybe I don't need them. Maybe they say, you ain't on that G17 class. You ain't on that G7 class. You don't get these answer. But that's what drives me. So yes.
Yeah. Good luck with those interviews. So what do you think about Ariel's take that Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison should be main event in the first Paramount fight over Gaethje and Paddy? What do you think about that?
I think, honestly, my opinion, I like that Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pillman is the main event. Reason why is, one, I don't like Amanda Nunes coming out of retirement for this fight. I like somebody who's done what she's done in the sport of mixed martial arts. I like to let our legends sleep. Let them ride off into paradise. Are you telling me there's not another person in the fucking division that can't fight Kayla Harrison? Like, let me look at that division. And I just feel like women's MMA is just so far behind. I might get a lot of shit for this, but I just feel like the talent pool is just so far behind. Like, yeah, when I look at it, it's
Women's.
like, okay, you got Julia Pena, she's beat her. Raquel Pennington, she's beat her. Why not do Norma Dermott? Why not do Kayla Vieira? Why not do Yana Santos? Why not do Irene Alalana? Right? It's like you have to pull a legend out of a legend out of retirement for this fight. I just don't like that.
Yeah.
So for me, Paddy Pillman versus Justin Gaethje, I think that fight's way more exciting than Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I
mean,
Ariel. I love Ariel, Uncle Ariel, but that was a little crazy. I'm like, what I asked him, I said, if you only could pick one of those fights to watch, which one are you going to pick? And he picked Amanda and Kayla, but I think
Ariel was high on that one. I think he was I know.
Yeah,
but
he just got a ripping a
we
fat
all have
bomb
our
rip.
hot takes. I don't get them right all the time, and I love Helwani, but I'm not gonna fucking front. Would I rather watch Kayla Harrison or Amanda Nunes over Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pillman? You're fucking out of your mind. I cannot wait to see Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pillman. They're gonna be throwing fucking heat. Paddy Pillman's gonna be talking shit. He's like, "Come on, you sausage! What are you gonna do, huh, mate? You gonna like?" That's gonna be because Justin Gaethje, he's that type of warrior. He goes out on the shield. He's either gonna get knocked out or he's gonna knock you the fuck out. And I want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. So
yeah. No, I agree. Just thought I'd ask, but yeah, I think this card's structured fairly.
Okay. Well, how's that pickleball court going, man? I saw you and Tim got the pickle court going. You getting into that now?
Yeah, the pickle dojo. I'm gonna have to. I gotta quit playing until after the fight because that's all I want to do. I wake up, I want to pickleball. So I gotta quit pickleballing. That's all I want to do.
Is this right next to the Red Hawk Academy? Like we're the same strip mall where you guys train at?
It's a wall over. You kick a hole in the wall, you fucking might kick someone playing pickleball.
Dude, that's fucking dope. You guys got like you got the Red Hawk Academy cafe, you got the Red Hawk MMA gym, and now you guys got that pickleball. Is this part of your global expansion of just entrepreneurship with you and Tim?
Yeah, we're trying to take over America. We're going to take over Peoria, Arizona, one city at a time. Then we'll try to move into start taking over states, and then pretty much global domination is the end goal.
I love it. No, I saw my wife saw it. She goes, I love how they have the pink and the color combinations that matches your brand. And I was curious. I was like, damn, pickleball? I would never thought about that, but I love it because I know pickleball is getting super, super fucking popular right now in America.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing sports, especially in the older community. And where we live out here in Arizona, there's a lot of old 55 and up communities around here. So we're kind of going for the 80s theme, kind of, we want these older people to feel the youth and this energy going. We've only been up for a few weeks, so it's not popping yet, and I don't really have as much energy and time to put into it right now, just being in camp. So, after the fight, I definitely plan on putting a little bit more effort into it. I want Tim and I to go door to door and spread the good word of pickleball, one flyer at a time. So that's a little YouTube video I want to create here soon.
Let's talk about
Tim's got a lot of practice about going door to door, being a former Jehovah's Witness. So I'm gonna let him take lead on that one.
Just drive the fucking Lambo. Show up in a Lambo.
We're gonna ride bikes.
You're gonna ride bikes?
Bikes, suits, all the whole thing. We are spreading the gospel of pickleball.
Hey, I love it. I love that. Sean O'Malley, my man. I know you're busy. I know you got a training camp. You're in it right now. This is your opportunity to let people know how they can support you and follow you on your social media, the YouTube. The YouTube's banging. I love that you get back to the instant reactions. The floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me hop on. All my socials, and then that's about it. Other than that, doing well. Uncle Emron and I are coming out with a company dropping in January. I can't say too much about it, but www.doingwell.health, I believe. And, there's a wait list, email list thing kind of there. excited for 2026. You know, I think this is going to be a good year for me, and I love the idea of fighting in January, starting off the year with a bang, and you know, the White House, Peter winning that fight. That's very it opens the door for me, so I'm going to take advantage of it.
Boom. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our guest, Sean O'Malley. Please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. And guys, get active in the comments. Let me know about my hot takes, Sean's hot takes, and everything we covered. That's coming up in our summit. We got Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul. And then, who would you rather watch? Would you rather watch Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pillman over Arman Nunes? Like, who should be the right main event? And also, you guys should talk about me, how I think, you know, the divisions and people who get title shots, blah, 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 blah. Let us know in the comment section below. But guys, as we always do here on the MightyCast, we like to give back to the fans. I know we've done it before, but we're going to do it again. I'm going to sign a UFC glove, and my good friend Sean O'Malley is going to sign one as well. We're going to pick one lucky winner on our YouTube and get it active in a Spotify, and I'm sure Sean O'Malley is going to do the exact same thing in his YouTube channel. The producer will leave the instructions how you guys can win these gloves. So as always, I'm your host, Mitch Johnson, the co-hosts behind the scene, Michael Wandover and Nick Pappas. We will see you guys to the next episode of the MightyCast.
Deuces. Thank you, DJ.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MightyCast, and we call this part of the episode the Mighty Recap. And we recap everything we just went through with our guest, and our guest was Sean O'Malley. I always love catching up with him. I know he was a little bit exhausted because he's in the middle of training camp, and I know about that life, and he's got 2 children as well, but it's always good catching up with him. And the biggest thing I liked about the conversation was the title shot, right? There's a lot of people out there, me included, Michael included, Helwani, he's outspoken about it as well, as like, what deems a title shot in the UFC? You know, I've been very vocal about it's not a sport. When you look at it as a sport aspect of it, the best fight the best, where, you know, somebody who's on a win streak should be deemed to get that title shot. Now, when you look at the bantamweight division, I can kind of understand Sean O'Malley's point about, like, nobody's on a win streak, right? Like, you have a lot of athletes who are tied up who are about to fight. You know, like we said, Umar Nurmagomedov's fighting Figueiredo. If Umar beats Figgy, then he'll be on a 2-fight win streak. So yeah, I can see him. I forgot about that. I can see him getting a title shot over Sean O'Malley if Sean's able to get past Son Yadong, or if Son Yadong beats Sean O'Malley. I think Son Yadong's on a 2 or 3 fight win streak. And then the last time his previous fight, he impregnated Henry's brain. So with that being said, that was probably like my favorite part about the conversation of this part of the MightyCast.
Yeah, and one thing you guys did a little bit miss out on, Merab has said he wants to come back in April. So unless Yan fights before April, it seems like Merab wants dibs on the next shot, which I think he's earned that. I don't know if you agree with that, but if Merab is ready, I do think he should get that immediate rematch. But if Sean has one of his patented Suga KOs versus Son Yadong, it will be very hard to pass up Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan to White House. So I could go either way, but I do think if Merab wants the shot, I'd like to see him get that rematch.
Yeah, I would like to see him get it too, but I just want Merab to take some time off. Right, like I know, you know, I was sitting there talking. I traveled to Utah and I saw a guy in the bar. You know, I was getting some food and we were talking. And he goes, "Man, you know, Merab looked really good, but 4 fights in 1 year, man, back to back." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's 32 weeks of hard training, sparring, weight cuts." And I think sometimes we get caught up in the aspect of trying to make all this money in a short window of opportunity. But Merab, you know, 4 fights in a year, he's probably made so much money. He's probably gonna have to give. If you know, I'm a numbers guy. I've studied the tax law and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get my Sears license. If Merab, let's just say Merab made $4 million this year. So $4 million of that. I don't know if Merab is business savvy. I don't know if he's got an LLC or S corporation, all that stuff. But let's just say, rough estimate, Merab made $2 million after paying taxes. Right? $2 million. And we don't know what he made prior to that year. So how much he had in his bank account, all that stuff. Sometimes taking time off from the sport makes you better. You having good distractions, right? taking time. A lot of people don't realize when you want to find the right woman, you got to put time and effort into that. You can't just think you're going to find the right woman. You got to go out and search for her. You got to go to Pilates class. You got to go to dinner. You got to put effort. These motherfuckers who think you're just going to find the best wife ever, they don't just show up. You got to go put effort and time into that. But I think Merab could use some good distractions in his life. What I mean by good distractions, a good woman. You gotta take time to find a good woman. So for me, I would like to see Merab, if he's ready to come back in April, that's fine. But I would like to see him maybe come back in the new year. Maybe come back in June, July. Take some time off and just go home to your country in Georgia. Find that area you want to buy your house. Start setting roots up. Start planting seeds that are gonna blossom later in life instead of get back in the gym and getting ready for the next title shot. That's what I'd like to see. But if Merab wants to come back in April, I support Merab. But I would like to see him find some good distractions, whether it's a woman, a business, something else to feed that itch of mixed martial arts.
No, I agree. I agree with that too. The more the point I was making was if Merab wants it, I think he's earned it with all the title defenses he had in a year, but I would love to see him take an extended break, which I kind of agree with the point Sean made on his podcast that if Merab took a break, right, like all these champs do, he could have been champ for like 3 years at the rate that, like, look at how Ilia Topuria fights like once, twice a year. Yeah. Islam fights once, twice a year. If Merab was doing that, he would not have lost the title in 2025. So I respect that. But going back to Sean though, he has a fight coming up, Song Yadong. I think this is the perfect fight for Sean. When he got that second title fight versus Merab, I was kind of like, I want that fight. Like, this would have been the fight I wish that he got in between the Merab title fights that he had. That would have been, I think, what he could have used is like, let's give Sean that matchup where he's not going to go against a guy who is going to try to take him down 30 times, let him work his stand up a little bit. So I'm excited for this fight in January, and this is the fight I've been waiting for Sean to have, for a couple years. What are your expectations?
Yeah, I agree.
For this fight?
And if Song Yadong learned anything from the previous fights of Sean O'Malley's, I would be on Sean like a white on rice. I would try to implement the exact same game plan that Merab did. And I think honestly, I think Song Yadong can, because he has that athletic build. He's strong. He's been working a lot of judo with a judo expert. His name is Jay Floto. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I know the gentleman. Very good in judo and throws. He does train with Uriah Faber, so I'm sure Team Alpha Male is going to come up with a great game plan to implement against Sean O'Malley's, striking style. And I know Sean O'Malley, he knows that. He's got to make sure he's healthy. He's got that beautiful guillotine that he's hit me with. He's just got to go out there and fight his fight. And the hardest thing about this fight, it's a 3-round fight. So it's a sprint. It's not, he doesn't have 5 rounds to work his way into the fight. He's got to get into the fight, which might favor in Sean O'Malley or could favor Song Yadong. Sean O'Malley just can't make any mistakes and get laid on in any of the rounds, because the judge will be like, oh, he's getting laid on, et cetera, et cetera. But I like that fight. And back to the point about champions taking time off. Like, I love how Ilia Topuria, he put his family first. It's like, I'm going to focus on at home, this important seed. I'll be back. I got plenty fucking money, but this I need to focus on. And I think a lot of athletes can learn from him, where it's like, I don't need to fight. I choose to fight, but I need to work on this at home. But I'm excited for Sean. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think the winner of this, like we said earlier, if he knocks out Song Yadong, he could potentially get that next shot against Petr Yan. I mean, it's an exciting time right now in the bantamweight division. It's always been an exciting time in the bantamweight division. Now we just, we talk to Sean and see where his mindset is. Let's see where he goes from there. And I love that he got the opportunity to go to Jake to hang out with Jake and create some content with him. Because I think those are good collaborative things to do, to see there's another level of stardom. There's another level of money. You guys said some crazy shit about Jake Paul. If that fight is legitimate at all, he's getting fucking knocked out. I'm putting that out there right now. It's hard though. I understand Sean's friends with Jake, and he's gonna be like, man, I think Jake could knock him out. Like, come on. If that happens, I'll think it's like a WWE fight. I wouldn't even fucking believe that. But when you have you watched a lot of Anthony Joshua's fights?
No, yeah. I mean, against heavyweights, he struggled and he's chinny too. So, you know.
Yeah. So when you have
but he went
somebody
against
like
Ngannou,
that,
though. I mean,
Ngannou is it's like this. When you spar, if you spar somebody who's super technical, who throws straight punches, who throws things orthodox, who throws things straight like a jab, boom, 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 you do well against them. But you take a guy like DDP, his style is so fucking chaotic. He's throwing punches like this and shit, and he's beating world class strikers like Izzy Adesanya, outstriking them. That's where Anthony Joshua has the hardest time, is when he fights people who throw weird shit. Like that shot he got hit with Dubois, it was like the weirdest fucking shot. And it's like, everybody's like, you got knocked out by that? Andy Nunes, he was outboxing him. He was piecing him up, right? And Andy Nunes went like this. Threw a combination like that, hit him on top of the head, knocked him out. I can see Jake Paul doing the exact same thing to Anthony Joshua. Now, if Anthony Joshua goes out there, gets on his feet, gets his footwork going, moves like a boxer, and pop, and moves like that, he's destroying Jake Paul. He's absolutely going to destroy Jake Paul. But I don't see Anthony Joshua doing that. I see Anthony Joshua going out there. Once again, this is my hot ass take, and I might have to eat crow, and I'm okay with eating crow. But when I look at a boxer who's been knocked out multiple times from some weird KO shit, from some not technical, just I got him. Jake Paul can do that. But if Anthony Joshua, like I said, comes out there and fights like he's been a world champion before and all that experience, he should put Jake Paul to sleep. How many rounds is it? Is it 10 rounds? Is it 12 rounds? Is it 3 rounds? Is it 2-minute rounds? Is it 3-minute? Like, what? I don't even know the logistics of it. If it's a full 10 round fight, 3 minutes. Yeah, I think boxing's 3 minutes. No, it's 2 minutes. How long are boxing rounds? Let me see.
I'm sorry to our fans that we're part of this propaganda machine that even makes these Jake Paul fights possible, because I'm I'm just like, dude, this is so fucking stupid. Like, if this was a real fight, this shit is not gonna be competitive. I'm sorry that we're playing into this.
Okay.
Now they're gonna play exactly what you just said in every Jake Paul promo package.
All right, it's 8 3-minute rounds using 10-ounce gloves. See, for me, I would like it to be 10 rounds, 3 minutes, 10-ounce gloves. That's fine. And let me see. Joshua cannot weigh more than 245 pounds, weight limit. Joshua, a concession. Paul, instead of this, for this a non-expedition fight, make a legitimate high-stakes contest for both fighters. First boxing match under the standard rules. So it's standard rule. I guess I didn't know that 8 rounds was standard rule. I thought it was always 10 and 12. So once again, like I said, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably not gonna do instant reaction. I won't stream it live, but I'll probably do instant reaction. If you guys want us to, the fans, leave a comment down below. But other than that, I'm excited to see what Sean does. Like we'll see. I mean, and I'd love to see in 2026 if we get a matchmaker on the MightyCast. I'll be
come on, Dana White, Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell. The invite is out there. MightyCast. Come on, just do it.
I should message Hunter like, hey Hunter, I'd love to have you on the MightyCast. He goes, absolutely not. And for me, here's the thing. I think a lot of people, when I have these questions, I think it's good to have these questions, as I'm always questioned on some of my thinking. Right. And I love to give, like, even like the last pay-per-view, I went 0-4. I thought Henry was going to win. I thought Brandon was going to win. I thought Pantoja was going to win. And I thought Merab was going to win. So I was 0-4. And I remember you said it. Somebody said, Dan, DJ's picks lately is like Henry's career, 0-4. Right? Which is okay. But when I make a pick, I have conviction. I have reasoning why I make that pick. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. So for me, when I make my hot takes, I'm always going to back it up with conviction, and believe in what I say. So,
yeah, and then also one more reminder: we got the Sean O'Malley signed glove, which I'm going to ship this to DJ, and he's going to sign it too. So it will be signed by both DJ and Suga. We've done this before. We have one. I only had one glove, so there's only one. But it will be signed by Demetrius Johnson and Sean O'Malley. You see it has that pink paint pen. So I'm going to send this to DJ, and we'll pick a winner. Just go to the YouTube community page. We'll give you all the rules. You guys should know the giveaway details by now.
Yep. And guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the MightyCast and the Mighty Recap, make sure you like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. I'm your host, Demetrius Johnson. Our guest was Sean O'Malley, and that is the co-host, Michael Wandsworth, and the other co-host, producer, Nick Pappas, with his long, gorgeous brunette hair, is behind the scene. We will see you guys at the next episode of the MightyCast.